30 women, 30 regions. WAVE is our collective voice for positive change.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Libul Nisa.
Hi, I'm Nyapi Bomjin.
Hi, I'm Roli. I'm a nurse and midwife.
I'm engaged in a youth employment and empowerment project.
An advocate of information and communication technology.
We aim to empower young women to blog about what's important to their communities, to suggest solutions to local problems, and use the WAVE platform to partner with others to affect change. Each young woman was recommended by an NGO she's affiliated with and then selected from amongst a pool of qualified applicants to receive free video training, camera equipment, and monthly stipends for participating in the 9-month project.
We organized a 2-week training workshop in a collaborative way with almost a dozen experts facilitating practical exercises on everything from visualizing stories to creative techniques such as animation. A big moment for me was when we all gathered together in one room for the first time, realizing that there was one person from every state of India. Such diversity, different religions, languages, cultural backgrounds, and yet there was no barrier.
The girls returned to their home states with their camera equipment and the videos started pouring in.
We mentor them through the process of scripting to battling with the technology of sending us their video files over the internet.
We've also authored a video production toolkit geared towards Indian NGOs and grassroots video makers, which can be downloaded from our website in English and soon in Hindi too. We aim to inform viewers in India and around the world about the unique struggles and successes of diverse Indian communities, as well as to inspire our audience to contribute resources towards the problems highlighted or to replicate the successful models that are featured on the WAVE site.
My name is Sapna Shahani and I am the director of WAVE India, which stands for Women Allowed Video Blogging for Empowerment. WAVE is a pilot project that we set up in 2009 when we won a digital media and learning competition sponsored by the MacArthur Foundation in the US. And it was really a research sort of experimental competition to explore new ways that learning can be done using information communication technologies. So our concept was to empower women by encouraging them to publish on the internet. So to blog, to video blog specifically, which is blogging on video, since that transcends literacy barriers. So it's been a very interesting journey, fascinating for us to learn about India and specifically stories from women's perspectives, which you don't really see online yet, especially not at the grassroots. As we know, in India, internet penetration is mostly urban. It's changing rapidly. But we really wanted insight into how women feel development should happen, what their thoughts are, and we wanted to use this method because we really felt from our own experience that journalism, publishing, blogging is very empowering. What we've seen from the girls who participated in our project last year was that they had huge increase in confidence levels and have gone on to study in India, abroad, in mass communications. They've gotten jobs, freelance and full-time in video production and in journalism, and all kinds of amazing opportunities like winning awards at international film festivals. There's no doubt in my mind that the web is probably the most powerful communication tool we have today. Since we have started, you could say we were a small project with perhaps one big foundation behind our name, but other than that, nobody really knew about us. And in the short span of 1 year, or a year and a half now, we have non-NGO contacts around the country in every state. We have organizations across the world who have contacted us to learn from our model. So the feedback's been tremendous. People, let's say a Manipuri immigrant in another country will watch a video about Manipur and comment on it. And so people are learning tremendously from the videos and the views that are posted online, simply because they are unique, they're rare. There aren't that many videos that are grassroots documentary web videos that are online. And so the power of the web to transcend so many barriers, political, national, is incredible. It's a fact that around the world, not just in India, male journalists far outnumber female journalists. In India, of course, we understand gender disparity. It's a known and understood fact that has been documented over and over again. Of course, we have the Millennium Development Goals, that several of which focus on gender equity. And so my partner and I, being women and women who have dabbled with documentary making for years, were interested in training other women to express themselves. We really felt that we need more participation in decision making in order to achieve social equity, and so for that we've chosen to only work with women. Occasionally people have asked, men have approached us and said, please include us. We'd like to be trained also, simply because training in online video and blogging and social media it hasn't reached a lot of people yet. And so we received a lot of inquiries, and in the future we may train men as well. I personally go to colleges and train men and women together. We're not a separationist kind of movement. We simply want to allocate resources where there's inequality, and so that's why we focus on empowering women. When we started WAVE, we were conscious of the fact that it's a brand new experiment, hadn't been done before, and so we didn't want to bite off more than we could chew. We wanted to start in urban areas, but with the aim of going to semi-urban areas, we thought would be practical. I think the role of men is critical. A lot of times, unfortunately, women's empowerment gets seen as a women's problem, and it's actually the other way around. If you look at any family and male and female social roles, we really need to work together, and so we try to emphasize that in our project, that because we're a women's project, that doesn't mean that we will only comment or blog about women's issues. Women may have different perspectives as a result of different priorities that they would comment on a vast range of issues, from political to social to economic. And so men really have a big responsibility, and I think if they were to take a more proactive role, which you see change happening, and so many young women working in men's movements as well for women's empowerment, and so wonderful things are happening, but I hope it spreads and grows, because I personally believe that only when you have male and female equality do you have a happy society. So some of the videos were incredibly educational for a lot of people. Several won international awards at film festivals. For example, one of the videos that I mentioned earlier about half widows in Kashmir won an award called the Ladli Award for Gender Sensitivity in the Media. And it was that particular video that won. So it's clear that although this story is well heard of in Kashmir, we in the rest of the country weren't aware of it, although it's been going on for a decade or longer. And so it's critical for this information to extend beyond the boundaries of a state particularly one that is in such turmoil, because it's only when the information gets out that critical mass develops and that pressure develops to initiate social change and positive change. I think the only demotivating factor in our work is that there aren't really funds for this kind of work. We would love to do what we love doing, which is training women in media and in online media as a way of empowerment, but there really aren't funds for this kind of work. The sad truth is that although international bodies like the UN have said that training women in information communication technology is an absolute priority, the funds just do not follow. And we need a more of a philanthropic environment in India, which is happening. Social entrepreneurship is being encouraged, and I hope that grows, because small projects like ours that were generously funded in the beginning sort of whittle out and go away, because we can't sustain ourselves in this form. And so I think people with deep pockets, if they perhaps fund their own initiatives like this, they'll see that it's such a fulfilling way of giving back to society and for themselves, that I'm sure they would, if they had a taste of the enormous sense of achievement that we've had, they would participate in projects like this. I'm not sure if I can judge states as a whole, because we have representation by individuals per state and by organizations in every state. So based on that kind of participation, I can tell you that Assam has been a wonderful state, Kerala, and individuals in Jharkhand, Bihar, the UP, as well as Kashmir, have been incredible. The places that were quite challenging to even recruit from. Our mandate was to recruit at least one young woman from every state, and we have 28. The states that were very difficult were Sikkim, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab. It's quite surprising that larger states like that were very difficult to receive applications from. So in other words, we couldn't find enough NGOs listed online that could help us even circulate this information. There's no doubt that rural and tribal areas need the most attention. The fact that a project like ours can't even dream of going into those areas yet because the internet penetration is so low is a clear indication. On the other hand, if you talk about states, certainly states like Chhattisgarh need a lot of attention. Bihar, still, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, as I mentioned. Our future plans include expanding into rural areas and also increasing our mediums or media to include SMS, audio, email, reports as well. So creating channels where women can send in information that is relevant to them, because oftentimes we understand that women are marginalized in mainstream news, and so these will be ways that we will create and facilitate as a central network body to enable women to voice and express themselves. So I would really like to invite everyone, men and women, to check out our website at waveindia.org and our blog at womenallowed.blogspot.com and our Facebook group, because that's really where you'll see all the action. A lot of interesting dialogues and commentary on events like the Delhi Slut Walk. So hope to see you online soon.